All right, what's the next law we want to cover? We've already covered a bit of it, haven't we? So this is to do with laws that govern the love of self, the law of attraction. All right. When I love myself, and by the way, the law of attraction is everything that comes to me is a result of my soul condition. I'm automatically creating, through my soul condition, everything in my life. Now, the majority of people don't even want to acknowledge that. So straight away, they're not loving themselves if they don't acknowledge that. You see, if you don't acknowledge one of the laws of God inside of yourself, that it's true, then straight away you're in a state of denying your own creations, which is straight away a state of denying yourself, and every time you deny yourself, you're not loving yourself. So, the law of attraction is a real law. It's a tangible law. You can put it, and it is in action every single moment of your life. So let's look at the law of attraction. What would I do with the law of attraction if I loved myself? Well, if I loved myself, I won't try to avoid intellectually the law of attraction. So in other words, I'm driving along in the car, somebody cuts me off, I swear at him and tell him he's a bastard or whatever, right? And then I don't own the emotion inside of myself. I just projected an emotion at him. And then I tell myself, I just have a bit of a breathe, a bit of a sort of a, breathe to calm myself down. I get myself back into happy and away I go. All right? What have I just done? I have not loved myself. Because if I loved myself, what I would do is I would honour this law of attraction. This beautiful event happened to trigger an emotion inside of me, which was covered by my anger and rage initially. And I need to get beyond my anger and rage down into this other emotion that I felt. Oh, that other emotion, I start feeling that now, right? I start feeling this other emotion. Gee, that was dangerous. Gee, I could have lost my life there if I didn't have my wits about me. Gee, he didn't respect me very much at all. He didn't even care I was there or not. In fact, now that I feel about it, it was like I wasn't there at all to him. So what figure? I'm nothing. I'm useless. These kind of feelings start coming up just from this one little event. Now, the beauty of the law of attraction is it exposes every single emotion inside of myself right at that particular instance that I'm denying. It's a fantastic law because it gives me this beautiful power to change. It gives me this power to identify everything within myself that needs to be changed, and I can change it right in that instant. So, someone I love is sick. I need to deal with my law of attraction. What's going on inside of me? What feelings and emotions does it create inside of me? And I need to allow myself to work through those feelings and emotions. Someone I cared about died. What do I feel inside of myself? Work your way through those feelings. There's always causal emotion associated with all these events. What happens when my child reflects at me anger? Then there's my law of attraction. What's going on inside of me? I need to look at those things. What if my child is uncontrollably crying? What am I denying inside of me that has created this law of attraction? Can you see that if everything goes back to this, how much power it gives you to change? And isn't that the most loving thing for you? So if I really love myself, I will love my own law of attraction. I will just think it's beautiful. And I won't try to get around it. We spend hours and hours, like I used to spend every night at least an hour or two. This is how I used to govern my life. Every hour before I go to bed, I would write down everything that I thought I was going to do tomorrow. And then I would write down everything that I thought might go wrong with what I wanted to do tomorrow. And then I'd write down what I would do to fix those things that would go wrong tomorrow as well. Right? And this was almost a religious practice that I had. So I was in a major state of terror and fear. Guaranteed? You can see that, right? So every time I did that, what was I doing? I was just trying to avoid my own law of attraction. I could have chucked all that out the window and just said, what happens tomorrow happens, and I'll just feel whatever is the result of what happens. And my life would have worked a lot better, I can guarantee you. Because tomorrow, many of the things that I wrote down did actually finish up happening. And I did have to fix them up. And most of the time I tried to fix them up and I still couldn't. Because, like many of us, we're just dealing with the effects. So all I was doing was dealing with the effects, trying to work around and plan and schedule my life in order to avoid my law of attraction. When you start doing it different to that, what happens is you love your law of attraction. You think, really, I'm a powerful creator, right? Everything that's happening to me is the result of my law of attraction because it needs to happen to me in order to have something inside of me dealt with. Right? So I would actually start dealing with that. Now, once I'm at a state where I've really loved that, my law of attraction will get me to the point where I've released all my causal emotion. And then, no matter what happens to me, there will be no emotional effect on me aside from love coming out of me. That's what will happen. When that happens, we're at one with God. If you've prayed for divine love and receiving divine love through the process, then you'll be at one with God in that state. You see, my law of attraction, remember in the discussion about the law of attraction, I said the law of attraction is God's messenger of truth to you. It happens moment by moment by moment in your life. Every single thing that you attract into your life, God is giving you a message. There's this little emotion here, you notice that? So God's saying, see that little emotion there? You see that? See, that needs to come out of you in order to have a closer relationship with me. That emotion. You see that emotion? Oh, that emotion happened again. You see that? That emotion happened again. You see that? Yeah. That emotion still keeps happening. Oh, you've been going like that for 25 years, have you? Oh, that's how long you wanted to hold on to that emotion. Right? That's God's that's the law of attraction. God's a messenger of truth to you, telling you each little emotion that you're holding on to at any point in time. It's just so wonderful because it actually gives you the power to change your life quite markedly, this law. And yet, most of us, I've talked to many of you, and you're petrified about your law of attraction. Can you see that being afraid of your own law of attraction just creates more law of attraction events? Right? So learn to love your law of attraction. It's a really powerful thing. Josh?